Welcome to Mission Sonlight from Network 7 Media Center. Today, our team of media missionaries treks to the northern region of Norway, inside the Arctic Circle. Every view in this region is majestic, reminding us of our Creator's generosity. Though faith was once strong here, many of the inhabitants no longer recognize the Maker's hand in all that surrounds them in this land.
Norway has used to be quite a religious country. The Lutheran Church was the main church, and 90+ percentage of the population belonged to the church. While this was the situation, the Adventist Church grew up and formed many small churches spread around the country. These days the state church is on the decline, and the church is not so powerful anymore, and the same is happening with many of the churches. I would say all the churches in Norway, including the Adventist Church. We have a population that is not so interested in religion, and that is a challenge. To reach them, to see that they need the gospel. We need to really invent new ways of approaching people and finding where we can be of help to the population in Norway.
In this land of fjords and mountains, its citizens work hard to make a living.
So we are now in Vesterålen. It's part of a large group of islands here up in the northern part of Norway. Vesterålen is the third largest island. It's a lot of fjords coming in, mountains as you see around. And the people here traditionally, they've been fishermen, farmers. It's a hard-working culture. People are used to a rough life, rough nature, fighting nature.
Although they may be small or isolated, our brothers and sisters in northern Norway are eager to bring the story of Jesus to this area.
This quarter we are receiving this to a little church, or a few small churches in North Norway. And I'm amazed of the initiative of trying to meet the needs of the specific area. The church has asked the local community there, what are the needs? And they have received some of the needs, and they are having plans to reach those needs. And in that way, getting to know people, being known in the community as a caring church, and doing something that Jesus was so well known to do, going out, reaching people, seeing to that their needs are met, and making friends with people. So we are thankful for this opportunity up in North Norway, where it's hard to run churches.
And we are just about now to lose the sun for 1.5 months before it returns again by the end of January. In summertime we have the midnight sun 24 hours a day, which is a real blessing. It's an area where we really feel the seasons of nature, not just the crop, the weather, but even the heavenly bodies have their season up here. So in this area where we're sitting now was traditionally the area in Norway where we had the highest accumulation or density of Adventists per capita.
This region once served as a place where leaders developed and gained experience.
It produced a lot of leaders for our church, both nationally and internationally. It was a significant place, and many of our present leaders are still coming from this area. In general, the area is experiencing challenges with workplaces for the population. Many of the young people are moving away, going to the big cities to get degrees, but also jobs afterward.
I was born in Trondheim, and I lived several places in Norway and in Denmark. We moved here in 1994 with our 2 children, aged 7 and 10. There was an Adventist church here, and the church members took very good care of us, and we were very happy to be here. We started right away to work with the Pathfinders because our boys loved being a part of the club.
Our church has a long history of operating Pathfinder clubs during different periods. At one time, we had a club of 36 youth. Church members and parents helped lead the club, and it was very active.
Those days of a full church with an active club have dwindled. Young people have moved to other locations in search of work. Today, the churches of Norway must find new ways to reach their neighbors and make a difference in the community.
So it's a major challenge for these areas to retain their young people and get them back again after education. So we have two areas or two places in this region. Sortland is a town and Stockmarknes is another town. These are two areas that are growing, but in general in Vesterålen people are moving to the more centralized areas. So when we started the work here a couple of years ago, we went to the city managers.
Asking questions gave the church information that they needed for targeted ministry which would meet the needs of the people. The answers they received surprised them.
So when we started the work a couple of years ago, we went to the city managers in this area, asking them what they saw as the major challenges. And it was quite interesting because it was quite a unison that they told us that loneliness is the major challenge. Loneliness, of course, among the elderly people, widowed, but also it's a major challenge with loneliness among the young people. 1/3 of the people in high school say they experience loneliness.
Those weren't the only people who were lonely.
We of course also have immigrants coming in, and even sort of family structures are quite mobile and not as strong, so a lot of divorcees in the area, cohabitation, and we've been thinking how we as a church can also respond to these needs. So we've been trying different things, and we need to be frank and honest, it is a very challenging area to work in. A lot of people are secular, don't believe in the content. So in the Sortland Community Center, we're hoping to be able to meet the needs of different types of groups through different specific activities.
The church hasn't forgotten the young people and the strangers among them.
With the young people, we see that we need to try to offer more positive activities that become an alternative to maybe more negative, destructive activities that they might engage in otherwise. Also giving them the possibility to see a larger vision for their lives. With immigrants, we see that many of them have a need for just basic Norwegian courses, language training.
The church isn't complete without its older members and young families.
With the elderly people, many of them have a need just to get together, not sitting alone in their apartment, but they can come together to enjoy sort of the fellowship. We've also been talking about the young families, offering parenting courses, family classes, and just time together as families where we can enjoy the fellowship, and the families can participate in positive activities together. That we can also sort of have simple Bible stories, combining it with crafts that the kids can participate in.
As we look to the future, I think we need younger people to move into our area to work with us. If they have experience and the energy of youth, their ministry could be so helpful. We need missionary-minded young adults to come to our more rural area to live in this community and work together with the churches in order to reach the people around us.
So we see sort of these different possibilities for a center, and since Sortland is becoming more and more now also the regional center, it will not only be serving people in Sortland, but also for the entire region. I think this center could prove to be a real blessing.
So many possibilities, so much to be grateful for as plans are made to bring hope and joy to these communities.
So we just want to express our gratitude to all those of you who support the ministry around in our division, around the world, but also now sort of specifically in this region. And we hope and pray that these means will prove a blessing to the people in this area, and that Adventism can again sort of get a new life in this area and thrive again as it did in the past, and that many people can come to Christ and learn of the hope that we have in Him.
On Sabbath, June 27, you can make a difference. Because of your faithful giving of mission offerings, someone in Sortland will find hope through a language program or a parenting class. Perhaps a teenager will find hope to live another day. What gift will you give to bring hope to Norway? Reporting from inside the Arctic Circle and the Trans-European Division, we are the media missionaries of Network 7 Media Center, and this is Mission Sonlight.